go get them again.
Welcome back to another unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today we are delving into the brand of Giorgio Armani, and this is the Acqua Di Gio line. I don't have much, I'm not an aquatic guy, but this one called Acqua Di Gio Profondo Lights. It's a rare flanker of the line, which I bought a few years ago, never unboxed because, you know, my unboxing pile is just absolutely massive. I went through this in 2022, 2023, give or take, where I bought a whole bunch of designers in, I kind of filled a void where I didn't purchase a lot of designers, but then I just went through it a little bit. So you're going to see a lot of designer fragrances, some that get hyped, some not, some from big lines like this, and some that a little bit of FOMO in me, right? Fear of losing out, basically, of missing out. And this one right here, of course, discontinued. I collect the line, kind of, sorta. It is a light line in regards to, pun intended, of a collection. If I like a line, I'm going to have them all already. I'm maybe missing one or two. Acqua Di Gio, you know, I got the original, started there. Essenza is a beauty, and that's why it's up here, because it is, I personally think, is the best of the line. Yeah, that classic, right? We got to give due to the original. Classic. Overhyped as F. This one right here, Profumo. People talk about the great patchouli in here. You've never smelled a patchouli if you're smelling this and saying this is great patchouli, great incense. What? Excuse me? No. This was a... There's some hypes in the fragrance community, like Invictus stuff and some other things, and I understand all our tastes are different, but I just start shaking my head. This is the new Profondo. This is the new one, not the one that this one was built upon. So, I haven't smelt the original Profondo, unfortunately. Some people say it's a really good one, but I think it was the 2024 one here, 2023, where I decanted it, and that's why it's such a big bottle and there's so little juice. This one obviously is the one I've worn the most. You can tell. These are tested and true, but this one has the most. And of course I got James Healy's Malt Fraîche Sel Marin here, which I dubbed the best aquatic in the game. And I know the people that are tuning into this kind of fragrance and this kind of branding, this might be not out of your league, but you're in a different segment of your fragrance game than I am. But if you do like aquatics and you're just stumbling upon this and you are getting into niche, James Healy has the best aquatic, and take it from a guy that absolutely despises aquatics. I think it's probably one of the worst genres in the fragrance game. They just don't smell good to me. Personally, I don't see, but this one, just ultra realistic, a beautiful scent. Go see my fragrance review on it, but Sel Marin, a beautiful from James Healy. So let's get back to this one. I'm kind of trailing off, but I talk about a little bit of the line. I always like to intro my videos a little bit and kind of talk to you about who you're watching, right? If I'm saying, oh, this is the best line in the game, and I start unboxing this, you're probably gonna have like a different type of introduction to a set. So I do collect the line, but I have been kind of ignoring this Acqua Di Gio line, and it's just out of control now. There's so many flankers of it that I'm missing out. I don't even know where to start. But let's start reintroducing myself, and this might not be the best one to do, but let's do it. To note, I did buy 3 or 4 Acqua Di Gio flankers in a huge haul the past couple of years. I just haven't unboxed them. I think there's another one coming up to be unboxed. A brown box. I'm trying to remember which one it is, but it's right there, but it's covered, so I don't know. But you're going to see 3 or 4 of these pop up on the channel. And you know me, this is, you know, true blue fragrance reviewer. I buy stuff, blind buy stuff, and sometimes, you know, this is a channel that's not super hobbyist as far as, you know, I'm just going niche and high end and going all weird on you. I'm very much open to everything, like almost, you know, just starting out my channel, kind of just starting out in fragrances and delving into fragrances like this, just to kind of give you different spices of life. There is going to be negative and positive fragrance reviews on the channel as well. Now, if that sounds like a fragrance reviewer for you, welcome to the Rosemarry channel. I'm your host, Mark. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, much appreciated. To my returnees, bonjour, welcome back, merci, thank you so much for your support throughout the years, the months, the days. Don't forget to hit like. But I love the support of my group, my little group of subscribers. I absolutely love you. And ever since I've kind of did a community post on my channel about kind of cleaning up, there's a lot of people that just kept returning on the channel and kind of trying to poke the bear, kind of poke me and keep commenting on how bad and stuff. And I'm just like, why am I watching this every day? That same person just comes on my channel. So I just went, see you later. Much cleaner in the comment section. I love it. Now let's take a look at the note breakdown on this one. Let's see what we get. And in the top notes, we have C notes. So that is a bad start. Anytime I see ozonic notes, ambroxan, C notes, watery notes, I start cringing a little bit. It's just the part of me, I'm just like, oh, no, don't do that to me. We have green mandarin and cardamom up top. So we have some green notes here. Cardamom, we're going to see how strong the cardamom is. It has several factors, the cardamom note, so we'll see how strong it is in here. I'm assuming in an aquatic it won't be very strong. In the mid, we got rosemary, which makes sense. It's the Acqua Di Gio DNA herb. We got balsam fir and cypress, so we have some green woody nuances, some mastic, some more green there, more of a kind of like a resin of some sort, and lavender, of course, a clean aspect of lavender. We'll see how good the lavender is in here. In the base, we got cedar, vetiver, and patchouli, so green woody base. Was released back in 2021, already off the market. Nose, of course, the guy that built it all, Alberto Marias, returns. If we're looking at pricing, which I usually do on these unboxings, this is a discontinued product, so it's going to be an inflated price. Retail, not applicable. And if you're looking at discounters, not applicable. It may show up once in a while, but right now with this one, it's either Facebook groups or eBay. And probably on eBay, we don't even want to talk of how much they are. If I'm a betting man, it's not worth the price they're asking. If it's over $100, don't buy it. So let's grab a strip first. I'm going to put it right beside it. This is the crown. This is what you're trying to beat. I really like the green and blue hue that the wording has on the box. Now this has been sitting here for a while, so the glue might be kind of going, hello, finally someone's opening me up. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so it's a small bottle. It's kind of like this. I'm very cautious with Acqua Di Gios. I'm happy I got the bigger bottle of the Essenza though. I'll be honest on that. That was a good snag. And yeah, it's just like the black bottle right there. So blue gradient, as I see here, blue gradient to clear. Kind of, sort of, right? This has more of a frosted glass kind of look to it. But those will pair well together, side by side. Same cap though, actually same collar as well. Okay, so let's delve into Acqua Di Gio Profondo Light. And remember, I haven't smelt the original Profondo that this is based upon. Again, if you're new here and you skipped the whole intro, this is the 2023, 2024, something like that. A newer, I think it was 2023, that one. So Profondo Lights. Let's put it on strip first. We'll put it on skin though. Good atomizer for a small bottle, honestly. So let's see what this gives me. Let's see how aquatic she is. Okay. Definitely Acqua Di Gio-like. Fresh. Yeah, it smells, to me, generic. It's going in that fresh, clean, office wear, don't have to think about it kind of scent profile. It has the herbal touches of the Acqua Di Gio, which is nice to see. So you have some green and blue nuances. A little bit of sweetness, but not very much. I don't know, boys. I don't know what to tell you about this one. Yeah. The mandarin is sharp on here. Green mandarin, yeah. The cardamom's there, fairly light, but you have that familiar ozonic tone that you would get from the original Acqua Di Gio. There's some herbs in here. It's a little rosy quality. I didn't see rose in the no breakdown. Where would you be? I don't know, maybe like a rose is definitely not listed. Smells, some of these flankers smell like they belonged in the 90s. This is one of those. It kind of brings me back a little bit to the original. Like there's nothing ultra modern here. Little bit of powderiness, which cardamom can do, so that's probably its place in this thing. Not original. I was kind of hoping for something maybe brighter because of the name. Like kind of like I really like the brightness on this one. This one is much denser than I assumed. So it has that salty ozonic, but not overly salty. Like it's not like super. There is some fragrances out there in the designer game that have that, you know, that watery, salty vibe. It's almost like a salty green herbal aquatic tone. That would probably be the best thing to really, but it reminds me of a lot of things. Like it grabs a lot of pieces from a lot of blue fragrances, of aquatic, ozonic fragrances, but it doesn't have enough or anything really that's telling me that I'm going to be a little different, a little unique. It feels like I just bought another thing that is going to collect dust in my collection. That's not the first impression you would like. Yeah, there's some citrus here, like that punch, but not enough. Just not enough. A lot of green nuances. So the green and blue, kind of the way the logo's going here, like it has that green, almost like if you're shining in the light, it's more green than blue, and it kind of has that teal kind of look to it at the same time. That works perfectly. As far as balsam fir, cypress, mastic, which are the notes that I would think now, I would think that they would be more prominent because I think it's a thicker fragrance. You're getting a little bit of that, like the green pine, like kind of pine needles a little bit, like the cypress, the balsam fir kind of thing. Rosemary does help that idea, the green herbal touches, but not enough. Generic. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's not something that if I could repackage it and send it back, I would. And there's going to be people in the comments, sell it to me or give it to me. No. I'm a collector. It's staying put. It's staying here. This is a first impression nonetheless. So I do have to have some time with it. I will wear it more, of course, in the summer and spring. Maybe that's where it's going to give me the aha moment. Unboxings aren't everything, but they do tell you a lot, especially a frag head like me that have tested a lot of fragrances. Yeah, not something that we're going to miss. That's why it got discontinued. Honestly, there's nothing that sets it apart. Unfortunately, you know, you could be talking about something like this that it's awesome. It's great. It's one of the best DNAs of the Acqua Di Gio line, and they discontinue that. It's that's a shame. But most of the public that buys this kind of stuff, designers, they're not in it like some of us are. Like for me, you know, when you smelt tens of thousands of designer fragrances in a span of like 10 years on the YouTube channel, we'll say, we'll just use that as an example on how much stuff I've smelt. You know, little things in quality and things like that really stand out in a designer fragrance when you're unboxing like 14 of these in a week. You start noticing, okay, yeah, this stands out. This smells kind of like a whole bunch of other stuff. This really doesn't move me. But when you're not spending the time needed with fragrances, that is something I always say with fragrances. If you're watching YouTubers, is When is your favorite YouTuber giving a review of a fragrance? Is it the day of launch and then they don't talk about it ever again? That is probably somebody you don't want to follow. Why? Because it's always been with fragrances, it's very personal. It's very, as much as it's personal, it can be told with a story. And the best way of testing out fragrances, I've always felt this, and doing a review, like this is an unboxing, so it's just trying to help out people because I got nothing on this fragrance on my channel. And as a fragrance reviewer, if you're ever going to start your channel, don't ever think that, oh, there's a million reviews on Acqua Di Gio. No, people want to watch what you say, right? I'm super late on this. It's discontinued, it's long gone. All the views and clicks, if that's what you're in it for, then yeah, this is a worthless review. But if you want to help out, like actually help out people, this is what I'm doing. Now there's not a review, but there's something on my channel that's giving my thoughts on this release. And then that person needs to gauge, right? If they take my thoughts with a grain of salt or they take it very seriously, they'll be like, oh, Mark wasn't too impressed. I'm probably not going to blind buy it, right? That's where you're at now. You can't really test this thing. See, the more I talk, the more it develops. Oh, that mid stage is coming through. That cypress and balsam fir and mastic is kind of showing itself a little bit. It's going green here. With all those green notes in there, rosemary, balsam fir, cypress, mastic, vetiver, patchouli, there's got to be some greens in here. Cardamom's green, green mandarin. Much more green with an ozonic touch. Still kind of in that 90s ozonic, aquatic, like think, I'm not saying Issey Miyake, but this is a good one to start with. You know, the herbal ozonic kind of thing, like green and blue kind of thing, right? Not Issey Miyake, but Kenzo's a good one. Kenzo's actually maybe a better example of what this is giving out. A 90s Kenzo Puram. I think that one tells more of a story. I've reviewed that one. Actually, really love that one. Better built than this. But it's in that area. Yeah, so nothing new. A little bit of a disappointment. I was kind of thinking, I don't know why, because looking at the notes, you would think it would be a thicker fragrance, because look at all those notes that are fairly thick. As far as patchouli and all that, minor players. So now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. You can talk about this one. Profondo. I keep messing up the Perfume and Profondo names. They're very close to each other. Profondo Lights. Let us know what you think. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? You don't have to co-sign me. That's one great thing about my channel. You can comment below and say, this is the best ADG that I've smelt in the game. Wish they would bring it back. Comment's not going to get deleted. You're not going to get blocked because you think differently than I do about a perfume. That's silliness. But it happens in our community, unfortunately. But at the same time, right, I do have 3 or 4 to unbox. I can't tell you which ones. I don't recall. That's how much stuff I have to unbox, unfortunately. But there are ones that are not here. It's good enough. But my personal, and you can tell me like which ones you think is the best flanker of this line. Maybe, you know, in the later stages, I'll do a sampling samples or I'll smell it. I might be unboxing it shortly. You never know. But for me, if you're asking me which one is the best of the line, it is a Senza, unfortunately discontinued a long time ago, but oh, what a beautiful scent. Beautiful scent. And it does make, when I used to make top 10s and top 20s for spring and summer, I used to make those lists because it was that good. And for a fragrance from this line to make a top 10 and top 20 designer list for me, it's a rare thing. So really an excellent scent. And as always, a great report fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one.